That gate took like 7 minutes to fry.
Which is a good thing.
Somebody decides to break into Frost Bistro, come try to steal some money, steal the safe. Why not just do something in life to earn money and find something else to do? That's when they come out with the safe.
That's crazy. You know, it totally messes up your whole, like...
A decision was made. After months of weighing all the options and estimating the impact on his son Kannon, Kirk finally signed the court paperwork and filed his plea for full custody of Kannon, indicating that the moment had come.
I feel like we can't catch a break. We're in the middle of filing for full custody. I've been in court with this situation. Then, we get broken into. It's always something on top of something. It totally puts me in a bad space with even moving forward buying more property. It makes me feel like we might need to rethink and pause on the next move. I feel all kinds of ways right now because it's like, damn. Just being in the public eye sometimes, we just get targeted. Like, people just think, let's just go break in their house. They broke in Spice's house, they broke in Sierra's house, they came to my house twice. But at the end of the day, I'm just glad to be able to stay in business and provide great food and a great business for people to come to.
And what's crazy is this is something I normally would connect with Yandy with, since she's had incidents with her restaurants too, but it's like some shit in the water or something, because everybody's arguing, even Yandy. She came at me and Spice about some mess about Mendices and trying to act like I ain't have her back again. Crazy. Yandy. I mean, I ain't got no problem with nobody for real, but my thing is like, you gotta be mindful of that.
At least y'all used to be like, it was like cliques. Now it seemed like
everybody just doing whatever, all over the place.
That crew, I don't know what the happened.
After kind of like replaying this whole situation, I felt like if somebody is your friend, you don't come in on the accused. Whatever Yandy and Mendices got going on in their household that's trickling all outside, that has nothing to do with me or my husband. End of story. Sometimes, friendships change and...
Bro, like, what's going on here? Now, just take me off your radar. Don't come here with we got enough going on. I see Jasmine is recruiting. She's hanging around your girlfriend. We need to really, truly rethink.
Everybody. A bitch too old to be having to maintain and maintenance people. I want to protect my peace, and I want positive...
He knew that this decision would have challenging consequences, but it was his only way to ensure the boy's safety and future. Kirk had tried to reconcile with Jasmine for a long time, despite the conflict and instability that characterized their co-parenting relationship. However, Jasmine's erratic conduct, mood swings, and use of Kannon to manipulate him had caused the rifts in their relationship to deepen over time. It would be impossible to let Kannon grow up in a never-ending struggle without any sense of, even if it meant confronting Jasmine in a way he never imagined. He had to stand up for his son's safety. Kirk was unable to shake the stress that was about to surface as he prepared for the day after the custody filing. Even his friends and his lawyer's phone calls had only offered vague guarantees. Although Kirk secretly knew that Jasmine wouldn't comprehend, he reassured her that it was just a step. Hours passed, and Kirk tried to focus on his work, but Kannon kept taking up his thoughts. He hadn't seen his son in days. Stopping him from being around, Kirk was hesitant to answer the door when the first knock came shortly after dusk, because he would rather not face her rage, but he knew in his heart that it was inevitable. After inhaling deeply, he moved to the door and looked through the peephole. There was no mistaking the look in Jasmine's eyes as she stood on the opposite side, her face flushed and her eyes wide with rage. The door was knocked on before he could say anything, opened with a jarring push. "You believe you can simply remove him from my presence? Do you believe you have the authority to tear Ken out of my arms?" Jasmine's voice became low and almost guttural as she screamed, her hands clenched into fists. Kirk stepped back, and his chest constricted. This was war, not just a custody battle. Nothing could have prepared him for seeing Jasmine so upset, so desperate, yet so angry. even if he had prepared for and expected the encounter. She seemed to be a woman with a keen appearance, someone who thought everything was gone. But Kirk couldn't give up since he had to protect his son. Jasmine, this isn't helping at all. It's only making things worse. You think I'm the one making things worse? Kirk continued in a cool but firm voice. He's being stolen from me by you. I'll never allow you to take my son away from me like that. She blinked in surprise.
And Kirk now trying to get full custody of Kannon. Things have been going crazy for me. I really need support from my mom right now, so I asked her to tag along with me so that I can fill her in on what's going on with me and Kirk. Mommy! Hey, Kannon. I also asked Rod to meet with me as well. As a lot of you might remember, Rod was my longtime partner and the man that helped me raise Kannon.
Jasmine and I have been together off and on for about 5 years now.
Kirk is the father of Kannon. He's denying everything.
I don't know what you expected from him but that.
Kirk is doing all this because he's shaking in his boots right now. He's trying to discredit me. He's trying to make me out to be a hoe.
You brought him into our life, you gotta deal with the situation.
I'm going to deal with Kirk how I see fit. Already filed the paperwork, and he will be served.
Rod views Kannon as his flesh and blood. Rod's picking him up to watch him when I have to work. Like he's been there a whole lot. So let's get to it. You know, me and Kirk have been in this child support court situation for over a year now.
Right.
The first time I went through it, I kind of let it go because I let him convince me to.
Yeah.
And this time around, I'm not budging. He gives me $1,000 a month.
What? That's crazy.
$1,000 a month. I don't understand it. Like how?
And he's still battling me, saying, what 8-year-old needs $1,000?
I thought we finally settled on the money amount a few months back at the Cyphers of the A concert.
So the amount of money that I sent you, that's the number you cool with, right?
Yes.
So we can end this lawyer.
Period. But typical Kirk backed out on our agreement of the amount that he was supposed to give me. So I had to take Kirk to court to get a reasonable amount of child support because $1,000 a month just isn't doing it. We had our preliminary trial and Kirk is now trying to countersue for full custody.
Full custody?
Stop it.
I can count on my hand in the last year how many times he's seen Kannon.
I don't know where the delusion lies because he really thinks that he goes above and beyond. You just started getting Kannon that one weekend a month.
Kevin's with me 10 times more than he's ever.
Right.
Exactly.
His delusion is just going above and beyond. Cannon calls that man Yaya. He don't even call him dad.
Daddy.
He calls me dad because he wants so bad to identify with a father figure.
Yeah.
And it's not making sense to him because I don't even see you, man. So, like, custody is nuts.
The fact that Kirk is going for full custody is up to me. Kannon doesn't even know how he fits into your family, into your life as it is. In my heart, I feel like it's just another tactic that he's pulling
Most definitely.
to get away from paying me whatever he's supposed to pay me, or maybe he's trying to scare me into settling. But that man does not want full custody because he was offered 2 weekends a month and didn't even want that.
He's mad because you called him out.
Kirk is doing this because he's mad and he doesn't want to pay child support. But now he's not the only one that's mad. Now I'm mad. What he's doing by countersuing me for full custody is up. If he thought I was calling him names before, oh, you just wait, baby. I just feel like I'm at my wit's end.
There better be some kind of civilized
I
solution.
tried. I done chased Rasheeda around at one point. Now I'm not chasing Rasheeda around. Now her friends want me to chase her around and did that. Backfired. Rasheeda don't want to talk to me. Like, I'm done.
So I don't want you to give up on it. I know the court might be the final say so, but at the end of the day, y'all gonna have to work this out. I just want for Kannon to have a good relationship with his father. I want for y'all to have a good relationship because at the end of the day, Kannon deserves that. At this point, they need an olive branch. They need something.
I'll never.
Kirk attempted to talk sense into her head, explaining the decision he had made and the actions he had done to guarantee Kannon a better future. But Jasmine was not paying attention since she wasn't prepared to hear the truth or confront the facts of what was happening. Her breath became erratic, and then, in a fit of rage, she swung out. She picked up a vase from the table next to her and threw it at the wall. shattering it on impact and sending glass fragments flying across the room. Kirk recoiled, but he was unable to move. This wasn't the moment to be afraid. Jasmine wasn't done. Her rage had increased, and the anger that had been building for months suddenly erupted. She began hurling everything at her feet, destroying furniture, smashing glass, and causing mayhem as though she could destroy the reality Kirk had so meticulously built. "This is my home. This is my family." Jasmine's voice was a scream. "Every moment that goes by makes me stronger, and I refuse to let you take him away." Kirk tried to control her by moving closer to her in an attempt to quiet the storm before it got any worse. His eyes were sorrowful, rather than angry, because he understood that this wasn't the Jasmine he had previously loved. Was she the broken version, unable to see the wider picture because she was so overcome by pride and fear? He begged Jasmine to stop, but the devastation persisted. At that point, it seemed as though nothing Kirk could say could make her change her mind, for all she could see was the betrayal and the love and sacrifice he had made for Kannon. She felt an overwhelming loss of control. Suddenly, Jasmine turned and ran toward the stairs, and Kirk followed her, his heart pounding. But by the time he reached the top of the staircase, she had already. The window flung open, Kirk's bones froze as the piercing sound of glass breaking reverberated throughout the home. His voice was now tinged with terror as he hurried forward to call at Jasmine, but she was already at the window. Her hand, with a last desperate glance, straining for the latch. Jasmine flung herself at the open window as though she was attempting to escape the truth they both knew was coming. She was running from the hurt of their shattered relationship, as well as the custody dispute.